Hey guys, right here. Hope all is well, and we are back again with another painting session. This time we got a small little sketch, a little doodle that I made while I was sitting on break for work. I'm really excited about this idea. I want to call it Lily and Me. It's a piece all about confidence and having the courage to be able to face your fears head on. I thought that the visuals of this sketch was very striking, and that's what made it very much an attractive idea of mine. First things I always do whenever I start a painting is to figure out where everything kind of is, just to plan out or map out where all the imagery will be presented. If anything needs to be centered or if I feel like changing anything, this just gives me a mental map of where I am in the piece itself. Besides the background, I tend to not leave a lot of empty space, as you can see, so a lot of the design will be in the forefront of this piece and will show out as one of the more bolder points that makes this composition work for me. One of my dreams would be to make a series revolving this sort of signature character that I got going on, this black star of mine. You've probably seen it in a lot of my other paintings, especially the last one I made on this channel. And he's somewhat of a frequent visitor, as I like to say. But I think of that as an extension of myself. And it's honestly one of the coolest things I probably ever made. So I decided to keep him in this piece exactly. And beside him will be a lily flower that will be joining me on whatever adventures I got going on. You know, they usually say when it comes to having courage that it's mostly built through repetition, not by having confidence. And that's something that I've noticed exactly when it comes to painting, because the more I tend to be myself, the better I feel about, being more open. Especially lately, I've made a lot of pieces that show who I am, the real me. And at first I thought it wouldn't work well, but a lot of people tend to enjoy, that side of myself. So it's made me feel more courageous to just be more open and honest about how I'm feeling and express all my thoughts on canvas. It's a really, really good feeling to have. Every day I'm always thinking of something new, and this idea exactly has been one of the things that has been pulling at me. So if something keeps pulling at you, I just say pay attention, because curiosity is often courage in disguise. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to know where it leads. You just have to stop pretending that pull isn't there. And sometimes when you finally move, you realize you weren't meant to do it alone. There are people who are willing to stand beside you, even when you can't stand up for yourself yet. And I don't think courage is something you suddenly gain. I think it's something you uncover slowly by refusing to look away from yourself. Whatever it is that you've been holding back, don't wait for it to make sense. Don't wait for it to feel like someone else. Let it be messy, let it be seen, let it be yours. Know that when it comes to having courage, it's okay to do things scared. I still do things scared all the time. In fact, it reminds me of this time when I first started traveling. I wanted to travel the world, and so I took a small step. And it took a lot of courage for me to build, knowing that I've never been anywhere by myself, truly, growing up. I mostly stayed indoors, but eventually I knew that if I wanted to do something, I just got to be willing to take the first step. And so I took a small trip by myself. And eventually it worked out, because that small trip became longer trips. And again, these are all things that are built through repetition. Eventually, it started getting to a point in which I felt like I could do anything. And it was right. So I took a 14-hour flight on the other side of the world and started seeing things that most people don't get the chance to see. And now I'm happier than ever. Which, even just thinking about it, is somewhat crazy, because there was a time when I used to avoid people, where I would avoid rooms, where I would avoid being seen. Not because I didn't care, but because caring felt like too much risk. And somewhere along the way, I realized something uncomfortable. Nothing was stopping me except the version of myself that wanted to stay intact. And this painting is basically a representation of that moment. You know, sometimes when you take that moment where you want to step forward, you realize you can't blend it anymore. And that maybe you don't want to. You start to get frustrated with yourself. You start to get frustrated with disappearing and get away from those crowds. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to make something that will give me a bit of encouragement. Hopefully it does the same for you. This piece turned out really amazing. I'm like starstruck at how it looked and came out. But yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to share with all your loved ones. Like and subscribe as always. And I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been sharing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. Peace.